Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the German Tech Tree Tier 10 tank destroyer, the Jagdpanzer E100. Now if you do enjoy the video, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe down below, as it really does help out the channel. And yes, the Jagdpanzer E100, it's a big slap-in TD. It's got this big 170mm cannon that fires with 299 AP penetration, 420 heat pen. 420, blaze it. Wow, 420 heat pen. That's some heat pen. It's got 85 penetration on its HE, and you do 1050 damage on your AP and heat with 1400 on those HE rounds. Trust me, when those HE rounds hit something lightly armoured, they hurt, and it's quite funny to watch. It's kind of beautiful. The drawback to this is the fact that this gun, while statistically it's not horrific, it just doesn't like hitting things, in my experience. If you have a fully aimed shot at something, and you have a little bit of wall, or a little bit of dirt on in that aim circle, but the rest of it's the whole rest of a tank, it will hit the dirt. Because that's just the Jagdpanzer E100. That's what it does for me. It's a tank that I find extremely frustrating because of that. But we've got two nice replays that have come up in this video for you, just to show it off, and when it does work. It's got 2.7 second aim time, which is slow, and you do feel that aim time. 0.35 base accuracy, which is not bad. Again, that's not bad. That's on the, it's in the middle, right? I always class it as, if you're going over 0.35 at base accuracy, the gun's starting to get derpy. But if you're going under 0.35 base accuracy, you're starting to get more to the point where it's like, this gun's accurate. 0.35 is in that middle ground, right? And it does have that middle ground accuracy. But it just doesn't feel like it. It just loves a good miss, and it's really frustrating for that. You've got 925 meters a second shell velocity on the AP, heat, and HE, which again adds to that feeling that it loops shells sometimes, so it does feel a little bit slow at times. You've got 6 degrees of gun depression. You've got 1.41 accuracy during rotation and 1.48 accuracy during movement, which means accuracy during movement isn't the worst, but your accuracy during rotation is pretty damn poor. Your ground resistances aren't actually that bad with the build that I've got, which kind of tries to help you get up to that top speed if you can. You've got 499 meters of view range as well with the setup I've got, which is glorious because your base view range on this tank is 390. 2,200 hit points as well is a decent slab to be able to trade with, especially when you're hitting as hard as you are. You do have that 33km/h top speed with the setup I've got, which is because you've only got a 30km/h top speed, which is one of the problems with the Jagdpanzer E100. One of the reasons it is fairly frustrating is the fact that you are very slow, which means that if games are quite quick and there's quite a lot going on some of the big maps, you have absolutely no hope. The game gets away from you, and that's the end of the day for you. And that's a sad point for the Jagdpanzer E100. You do have a lot of armor to compensate for that, but sadly, Tier 10 premium spam is a thing. And Tier 10 premium spam trashes your poor old armor because, well, naturally your lower plate's poor, which is the way it should be. But your superstructure, if they hit the gun mantlet, oh, good 9075. If they hit the gun mantlet, they're not going to pen because the gun mantlet is extremely strong. But if they hit either side of the gun mantlet with their 300 plus penetration rounds, it's good night sweet prince. They go straight through it. Especially if they've got the really high pen heat rounds as well, they go straight through the superstructure armor that you can see just to the left and right of the gun mantlet. And that's the thing I'd always recommend if you're against the Jagdpanzer and he's sitting there hull down or something like that and you're in a tier 10, or you know you've got over 300 pen on your premium rounds, just shoot the superstructure and you will go through it most of the time. Or you can shoot the cupola on top. You can see that, I said the cupola, the little machine gun port that you see on top that's got the big searchlight on it with this great little skin that you get with the Jagdpanzer E100. You can shoot that as well if you're slightly above it, you will pen it. And that's the other thing as well with the Jagdpanzer E100 is you do get this lovely camouflage that you can buy for 3,000 gold, which is bloody expensive. I'd always wait for the 50% camo sales, and then you get it for 1,500, which is only 300 more than if you just put camo on it in general. Which you might be going, why would I put camo on my Jagdpanzer E100? It's got absolutely no camo. It's as big as a house. Fair point, but maybe you just want to make your tank look beautiful, you know? And this skin is really a damn nice skin. It's got a lot of nice touches, like the machine guns, the motorbike on it, the searchlight, you know, it just looks really cool with obviously the side bits for people to walk on as well. It's The gantries. That's the word I was looking for. My brain was going, what is it? What is it? It's the gantries that are on the side of the tank. So yeah, it's a really nice skin. Like I say, I wait for the 50% camo sales because then you can get it for 1,500, and then it's like I say only 300 more than if you were to just put camo in all 4 slots. So this first game, I I haven't even told you about the crew. Let's tell you about the crew. Well, Brain needs to... I need more caffeine today. That's what it is. You know what? Let's get... It's one of those days, right? Let's go into the crew for the Jagdpanzer E100. What do I run? Well, I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Track Mechanics, Steady Aim, Clutch Braking, Off-Road Driving, and Run and Gun. Steady Aim to make sure the gun is as good as it can be. 10% more accurate is good. The Run and Gun because I want to make the on-the-move dispersions better if I can help it. Off-road driving to help my ground resistances to be able to try and get myself up to that 33 km/h top speed with the traction system. And clutch braking to help my track traverse because I am a turretless tank destroyer and I don't have the best track traverse in the universe, so I want to get that track traverse up if I can. And all the other perks because, yeah, I want to... Well, that's what I'd run in World War II in general. You've got 8.96 horsepower per ton ratio, by the way, which is why you really want to help this tank out with its mobility as much as humanly possible. The reason I don't think you really hit 33 kilometers an hour with the traction system, and this is why I'll say that the powertrain could be a good idea, just to give you a bit extra oomph in the engine. But the other reason I run the traction system isn't really just for that 33 kilometers an hour top speed. It's for the track traverse, because you get it up to 24 degrees a second hull rotation with this track traverse, and that's why I run the old traction system, to be able to get it there, so I can at least swivel a bit quicker with the clutch braking and the traction system. And yeah, and in terms of equipment as well, I do run the advanced loaded traction system and optics. Optics to be able to spot for myself, the traction system to be able to get that better top speed and track traverse, and the gun rammer to be able to make the DPM better. And this first game, I'm going to cut it here, because basically what happens is there's another 4 minutes of driving, chasing after a heavy tank, and we finished the game with 4 kills, 6.5k damage, ace tanker, steel wall, the high caliber, with the 1448 base XP. Pretty damn nice game there for the Jagdpanzer E100, showing what it's all about, getting yourself stuck in, brawl, and then just keep trading, essentially, is what we were doing. Like we did on the Chieftain, we went, okay, you can shoot me for 400, Chieftain, I'm going to blap you for 1,000, and that's what we did. That's what the Jagdpanzer E100 excels at. And yeah, that game basically turned into, once those last 2 died, there was a heavy tank in the far corner on the other side, and we spent a good 3 to 3.5 minutes driving to try and get there, and to save me the pain, to save you the pain of that, we're going to do that. We're just going to cut to the next replay. And honestly, that's something you have to expect with the Jagdpanzer E100, just like you would with any other slow tank, is that when games get to that sort of situation where there's 1 left, there's 2 left, and you're on a big map, they might be on the opposite side of the map, game over. You just end up spending time playing Driving Simulator, and it's like, well, now I'm playing Tank Driving Simulator, cool times, and that's the way it can be, which is another reason why something like a Jagdpanzer E100 is a little bit frustrating, especially with the gun handling being fairly derpy at times, because when you miss those shots, you feel it even more than you would in something that fires a bit quicker, because you go, oh, just missed, and then you have to sit there twiddling your thumbs going, oh, I missed. Meanwhile, you're watching all the hit points dwindle, essentially, either of your team or the enemy team. So we're on to the second replay, and we're here on this map, which is Kaunas. We've got into a position to get some shots down this little alleyway, and it's like 705A. Come on, you didn't know what was going off, bro. Come back. But we can get a shot at this Highlander, maybe. He just does not know. We slapped the shot in for 1,085, and that's the one thing with the Jagdpanzer. When those shells hit, oh boy, they hit. And it's so satisfying to watch them fly as well. You just see that big 1,000 damage number hit, and you go, oh yes. And it's the original big hitter is the old Jagdpanzer. Mr. Carnarvon, I don't know what you were thinking, sir. We managed to slap the shell straight through his lower plate, tracks him in place for another 1,000. Thank you very much, Mr. Carnarvon. I'll take that every day if you like to just drive out in front of me. And glorious times. I'm just watching to see what's going off behind us, because I'm watching the overmatch of the town, essentially. I say the overmatch, the numbers that they have in this town. And there's currently like 7 people at least in front of us, or 6 people. And we've got like 3 people watching this corner. So while we do have people at C1 that can shut down the 1 line, I'm afraid of people rushing me, because that's something that I don't want, because we have to try and control the engagement in the Jagdpanzer. If people rush you and you will get to fire 1 shot, they'll get behind you, and yeah, it's not a good time. Unfortunately for the Carnarvon, we have way too much pen at 299, and your armor means absolutely nothing. While he thought, aha, my lower plate is covered, I can go straight through his upper plate and through the turret as well, and yep, good night, Mr. Carnarvon. The IS Desmond Tutu tries to get the shot into our lower plate, fails, and I'm thinking, I want to attack these guys, but our heavy tank is being attacked on our right, which is questionable about pushing in behind, but you know what, actually we're going to go. Oh, that's a Tyrann. I don't want to take the hit from the Tyrann. That would not be good, because he could hit us for nearly 1,000. I mean, that tank's absolutely mental. Just waiting on the reload, and I just really want to put this big shot into this guy. If I can whittle this guy down by 1,000, put him down to a one-shot for myself, that would be wonderful, but he gets unspotted, and that's one of the pains of obviously having a big gun and having a big reload is, I was like, oh, I just want to shoot it. That's all I want to do. Why can't I shoot it? As you're sitting there waiting for your reload. But now we're going to drive around the corner and go, hello, Mr. 705, how is life? Well, that's how it is. It's not life anymore, it's death. And Jagdpanzer E100 says, good night, sweet prince, good night. Thank you, artillery. Glorious timing. I was thinking about going after the heavy tank that's at F1, but I think, you know what, actually, we're going to leave that guy, because he's probably going to die. I want to go after this Tyrann, if I can. I'm expecting the Tyrann to have actually run away, back towards where their artillery is, back towards their spawn, and that's what I fully expect he's done, because obviously he's quite a quick tank, but he's not actually done it. He's gone and just hid in the corner at K2, which has cornered him in and made him in an awkward position. So what we're going to do is we're going to load those big, juicy HE rounds. We're going to load those big, juicy HE rounds for 1,400 damage. 85 pen is enough for a Tyrann, and I would very much like to put that big shell into this Tyrann. But I don't really want to take the hit from the Tyrann, so we're going to have to play it carefully as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to get up close to this corner, and we're going to try and side scrape it out. He could go through my superstructure, but I could get here, put the shot into his upper plate with HE. And do you know what I said about this gun having mostly a tank in its reticle, but if it's got a bit of wall to its left, it just goes, hey wall, I'm friends, let's shoot you. And it does that. Yeah, it will. Trust me, it will. It loves it. And we had basically most of the upper plate of the Tyrann there. And we hit the wall. And it's like, God damn it, Jagdpanzer E100, just hit the shot. But of course, we one-shot the SU-130 PM there for 1,100, and that hits. That wasn't that well aimed. Thanks, gun. And we get our 4th kill of this game in the Jagdpanzer E100. There's only 3 tanks left. There's a light tank that's progressing up the 0 line. There's the GUI and the tank destroyed. The GUI is now starting to be surrounded by our team. So I'm looking at this guy going, oh, no, I don't think I'm going to get there. But maybe if he drives out, yes, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. GUI. And we finished the GUI off for our 5th kill of the game. I'm thinking, oh, maybe a Top Gun. If, hopefully, the ELC E100 decides to drive around and give us a free shot as well. That'd be glorious. So we're up to 6.7 thousand damage with 5 kills, 204 assistance. And we're now going to play the game that Jagdpanzer E100 hates to play, and really any slow TD hates to play, and that is Chase the Light Tank. We're going to play Kissy Kissy Chasey Chasey with this guy, and yeah, well, while we probably want the French kisses from this guy, it is unfortunately just not going to happen, is it? Because we're just way too slow. Unless they decide to drive out in front of us, which would be great, but unfortunately the E190 gets shut down by the... He actually got artilleried? Fair play. We're finished with the epic victory. 5 kills, 6.7k damage, 204 assistance. The first class, the high caliber, with 1,406 base XP. A pretty damn nice game there for the Jagdpanzer E100. And yeah, that's the video. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Good.